Link at the top of the chat. And we got over 600 exclusive live stream that you cannot find nowhere else on the planet. It's exclusive. It's fire. And highlighting today, we talking about here we go, secret genetic experiments, human animal hybrids. And this guy who's calling for the pyramid and the Sphinx to be removed, more likely he's a hybrid. But anyway, let's get off into this because I'm just showing you how destructive Islam is, not just the African culture, any kind of damn culture outside of they put in even some Islamic culture. You see, they don't give a damn, they'll blow up a mosque. You know, I was talking about the one over there in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, did you know that Afghanistan had one of the tallest and largest Buddhas in the world? It was in the side of a mountain. And man, the Buddha was, man, listen here, the Buddha was taller than it by far than the entire Statue of Liberty. Yeah, Black Power. Yeah, by far taller than the Statue of Liberty. Man, the Taliban put all type of dynamite in there and blew the Buddha out of there. Blew it out of there and was smiling and laughing. See, that's one thing about Islam, man. I mean, what is wrong with y'all? You know, just mentally warped. You know, just so, just so bestial. I mean, let's just deal with it. I mean, people just, they could destroy your shit, but you got to find the right words. I ain't finding no right words. You're bestial. You know what I'm saying? Blew the Buddha out of there. That ain't even your original land. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even your original land. Buddhism was over there before Islam. That's why the Buddha's there. Y'all done went in there, conquered the people, ran the people off their land, and blew the Buddha out of there. You see? Then when you go over there in Iraq, and they got all the Sumerian, the Assyrian, which has Egypt had a heavy influence on all of that. Nimrod, on down into Kish, what is it? Mosul or something. A lot of them areas up there, they just blew it up. They went into one of the museums in Iraq with all the Sumerian artifacts. They went in there with jackhammers. They went to where the statues was on the outside. They was on top of them with jackhammers. You see, destroying the artifacts. Islam is destructive on man. Like they just like acid. You know what I'm saying? Just eat it up. They don't care because they ain't had nothing, because the Arabs they ain't got no ancient culture. They ain't got no ancient culture. Let's stop this. Let's stop playing. The Arabs don't have no ancient culture. Niggas talking about no. All that shit y'all be reading in from the Nation of Islam. You might as well go get a comic book. You might as well go get a goddamn comic. You might as well be on damn in Marvel Comics and shit. Motherfucker tell you 66 trillion. Motherfucker, 66 trillion. Man, come on, man. I mean, who the hell you think you talking to, nigga? 66 trillion years ago. You know what I'm saying? Half you niggas don't even know what the hell you had for dinner yesterday. And here you talking about 66 trillion years ago. Scientists blew the earth in half. I said, well, damn, blew the earth in half. Well, goddamn, he had that kind of, to blow this motherfucker, he'd have blew it out of the goddamn orbit. How the fuck? And it's still, just common sense. Motherfucker say he blew the earth in half. And I said, well, damn, how he blow it into a perfect ball and shit, 2 perfect balls. Goddamn it, anytime some goddamn dynamite or some it's gonna be toe up. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no perfect ball. How the hell did you blow up the earth and how the hell did it remain in orbit? It would have blew this motherfucker out the orbit. You know what I'm saying? So people tell you a whole lot of jokes and shit and a lot of comical shit. That shit is not reality. You know what I'm saying? That's not reality. And so if you take a lot of what a lot of the Nation of Islam and more science, Tim, you take that shit over there, man. They listen, don't do it. I'm just gonna tell you, don't do it first and foremost, because I don't want you to try to prove nothing, because I know what's going, and you know what's gonna happen to you. The jihadist type, they don't even respect other Muslims. You understand? That say they Sunni or say they Shia. They don't care about that. If you ain't from their particular sect, they set them on fire. So you know you ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance. And see, that's what has happened. A lot of these little candy cane, organizations that use certain terminology, they lower your defenses to a lot of what's going on overseas. They lower your defenses. So when you see, I listen, I had uncles that was Muslims, and I love them. I ain't never heard them talking about blowing no shit up. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. They was, pray, they would pray and try to live righteous. But the kind that they ain't the one over there. My uncles and them, if they was over there at this time with them damn Muslims, man, they probably try to kill my uncle. He's gone, passed on. God bless his soul. But it's crazy that people don't understand that when we get into something, we want to be, I'm talking about, especially in Black, because we ain't got that mentalities. We ain't got that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because we always we try to be the spiritualists with the shit. They ain't trying to be no spiritualists. These motherfuckers over here and that just show you how they, when they want to, what you call haram, where you do something that's outside of the tenets of the Quran, things that's outside of the tenets the what they call the Sunnah. You see, it's all right for them to do it. Now they talk about Boko Haram. They supposed to be these radical purists, and they over there getting high. They dope fiends. They get high before they do all kind of raids and things of that nature, and so they dope fiends. They say they got to hit them, man. The only place they can hit them is in the head. Because when they hit them anywhere else, they so high and full of so many drugs and shit that they just get back up hollering, Allah Akbar, and charge and keep charging. So they say they got to hit them in the head, knock them down. This is what you got. You see? And so you got these cats, they ready to clean Africa out. They ready to destroy. I mean, one of them Arabs, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that blew the hole in the pyramid. Blew the hole in the pyramid. Yes. And tore down some of the Queen pyramid, man. They didn't tore down a whole lot of. You can get the book, and I keep telling people to get this book, Rape of the Nile by Brian Fagan. You got to get that book, Rape of the Nile by Brian Fagan. Man, that's like the most well-documented book on how all the shit that was taken out of Egypt and who was responsible for doing it. Sudan too. He'll tell you all the Arabs. He'll tell you all the Europeans. He'll tell you about how the Pashas was given permits for the Europeans to come in there and take it all up out of. They didn't care about it then. You can go get a permit and go over there, and if you can put it on a ship, you can take it up out of here. You got to pay though. But if you can pay, man, that's how a lot of that got over there. Under the rulership of a lot of pashas. Muhammad Ali was especially under his dynasty. That's when it really started. Under Muhammad Ali, he was a pasha. He was the first, that dynasty of pashas They got ran up out of there though. Because Muhammad Ali was the original Muhammad Ali. Okay, the original Muhammad Ali, Pasha Muhammad Ali. I think he ruled. When did he rule? He ruled around the early 1800s in Egypt. Let me see. When did Muhammad Ali rule in Egypt? Okay. Yeah. He ruled from May 17th. Well, he ruled from 1805 to 1849. Okay. He known as the founder of modern Egypt, and he was an Ottoman Albanian. He was an Albanian. So a lot of them over there is mixed with Albanian because he came in with a lot of he was mixed all it was mixed all in. Yeah. Yeah. So it was under his dynasty. It was under his dynasty that a lot of the obelisks, all the stuff that was stolen out of Egypt, his dynasty was giving out all that. And not only he was also the ruler of Egypt and Sudan. You see, he was also the ruler of Sudan at the same time. Yeah, so so you know, and so these people, man, they don't care nothing about our artifacts. They don't care about none of our sacred temples or nothing, nowhere. And I'm gonna tell you again, and I want y'all to listen to me. If Africa fall, black people on this planet ain't got a chance. Ain't got a chance. There's no way possible that we could survive on this planet if Africa fall. It just don't. You got to understand that. Half of you niggas can't even survive over here. Nah. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the divided mentality of our people. But if we could unify, and that's the greatest threat on the planet, is the unification of black people on a global scale. Global African supremacy is the terror to any other type of oppressive rulership on the planet. They understand that if we could reach our hands across, and I understand the division that's there, and that's why they're gonna promote it as much as fucking possible. They're gonna promote it, they're gonna endorse it, they're gonna goddamn finance it, they're gonna finance division because they know at any time that our people can bridge the gap and get their head together and get a common respect and breed these parasitical niggas out of our blood. We gonna be it's gonna come another time where a great golden age of black glory gonna rise on this planet. It ain't gonna happen no other kind of way. You can keep begging your master and you ain't doing nothing, nigga. You can keep begging your master all you ain't nothing gonna happen, and I can guarantee you. So family, you got these sinister parasites like this guy behind you that want to destroy everything black that's sacred to our people. You better wake up because they over there and they getting momentum. They are gaining momentum. And once they coming across the water too. They're gonna come across the water for you Candyland Muslims. They coming for you. So you better get yourself together, family. I'll be black in just a second for the last video of the night. Make sure you get over there to Patreon. Secret genetic experiments, human animal hybrid. You got to buckle in for this one, family, because this one is off the chain. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, and I'll see you soon. Black Power.